Hi, I'm Logie. Okay, so I'm really excited. We are about to do a review of the Pyunkang Yul Skincare Line. I've heard lots of good things about this line. It's based on there was a clinic, like a healthcare clinic, or like a traditional medicine clinic in Korea many years ago. I think even like hundreds of years ago, maybe. An old clinic, a very established clinic that would use like traditional herbs and remedies to heal people and to promote a healthy living in people that came to the clinic. And so this skincare line is based on that. Some of the products only have like 5 ingredients. So if you have sensitive skin, this is a great line to try out. I tried it out for the first time yesterday before I got on camera and did it to see if I would react adversely to it, which I didn't. I actually love a lot of these products. I don't love all of them, but I love a lot of them. So, if you're new to Korean skincare, usually there's at least a few steps. You don't have to go overboard and do like the 10-step method. I've done that before. It depends on where you're at and what you need. Right now, today, as far as the Pyunkang Yul line, I'm going to be doing the water-based cleansing foam, the mist toner, which is like the essence toner, but my essence toner is still being shipped to me, which is a bummer because the essence toner is like the product from this line. And we'll go into the serum, the ampule, and the balancing gel. I might do the moisture cream as well, we'll see. So, now we'll be doing the water-based cleanser. Normally you would keep your face wet for a water-based cleanser. They usually go on wet, but the Pyunkang Yul cleansing foam is our water-based cleanser, and it actually goes on a dry face, which is really interesting. So it's a great size too, by the way. It's 6.0 fluid ounces, 180 milliliters. It's a great size. It's a nice matte finish on the bottle. And it smells really great too. It's a little bit like a more adult Lubriderm, if that makes sense. It's like a more like it's like a fancier Lubriderm smell if you're familiar with the Lubriderm smell. So yeah, I'm gonna show you how this is really interesting. It's kind of like sticky. Let me show you. So watch this. You see that? It's really like goopy, which is really interesting. I'm gonna put a little bit more on. So, the cool part about this is you're supposed to actually pull it over your skin. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So you kind of place it and just kind of like set it at first. Once again, I kind of just tap under here. I don't want to pull too hard. You can see it's like really stringy, and the cool part is once you get it wet, it like lathers up like crazy. It's really cool. One of my favorites from this whole line for sure. For that reason alone, it's really fun to do this step. I'm really into it. And you don't have to get this everywhere because it foams up so crazy. Once you get it wet, the lather will reach all over your face. So you don't have to get like every single inch of it like you would with a normal water-based cleanser put on wet. I'm gonna put it down here as well. Oh. So yeah, this definitely has like a Lubriderm smell. I don't know if Lubriderm is carried in Asia or the Philippines or certain parts of Europe. I'm not sure where it's carried, if it's only an American thing or what, but it smells just like Lubriderm, which I'm not mad about. I like it. Top lip. Get my nose. It's my first time doing like a skincare video, so there might be some weird editing as far as like, or it might be kind of choppy but between cuts. I apologize in advance, but I think we'll be okay, right? Okay, and then I'm gonna put some on my neck. shave today and you really want to keep, you know, if you shave, you know, you want to really clean your pores so they don't get, so you wash out all of any and all, you know, bacteria or impurities that you might have picked up from like an older razor blade or a dirty towel or dirty hands, you know, whatever. Also, it's really important to note, when you are doing your first 2 steps, oil-based cleansing and water-based cleansing, make sure you're using warm water, warm to very warm water. You want your pores to be open, so the work you're doing with cleansing is going into your pores and not just, you know, sliding across your face. If it's cold water, your pores stay closed or more closed, and it's harder to get in there and really wash out the impurities. Okay, I'm gonna go get my face wet. I'm gonna show you how this lathers up. It's really cool. I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, it really gets nice and like sudsy, and it just keeps going, honestly. Like, this stuff will just lather and lather and lather. And you see what I mean when I say you don't need to cover every inch of your face, because there's tons of mileage on this product. I might have actually used too much. I'm new to this product, so it might be too much, but the bottle is huge, 180 milliliters, like I said, so you have a lot of product to get through. Oh, it's also worth noting, the Pyunkang Yul line has 2 sort of like sub lines or sub units if you're a K-pop fan. There's a temperature down series and a temperature up series. And I'll include which products fall under which category in the description below. I'm not really too familiar at the moment with all of them, but the idea is that the temperature down series contains a certain herb that for people that run hotter and are oilier, the temperature down series is for them, or it's more suited to them, whereas the temperature up series is for people who run colder temperature-wise and have drier skin, and it helps them get extra moisture. So yeah, I'll include that, but like I said, you can see this gets nice and sudsy, and I'll go wash this off and we'll go on to our next step. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm going to go through my next 3 steps really quickly. Next, I'm using the Pyunkang Yul Mist Toner. It's their toner formula, which they're very popular for their Essence Toner, which is like a more gel-like or a thicker consistency than their Mist Toner. But this is a great step as far as doing the 7 skin method, if you're familiar with the 7 skin method, which is applying toner 7 times to really increase the hydration. In Asian beauty, toners are not what we know in America. I'm gonna talk as I go. Toners are an extra hydration step. They like prep the face for more layers of hydrating serums and essences and ampules and fluids and oils. So they're not, in America, they're usually like alcohol based, and they like strip the face of oil, which is what we know as toning in America. Not the same in Asian beauty, which I think is really great. Yeah, Asian beauty, there's so much focus on moisture and layering moisture into the face, which is so important for preventing premature aging and you know, wrinkle formation and collagen breakdown. All those things, they can be really slowed down by keeping the face moisturized. So yeah, after the mist toner, we will be doing the Pyunkang Yul Moisture Serum. This is a really interesting texture. I'll just show you. At this point onwards, we go from the moisture serum, the moisture ampule, and the balancing gel. And the textures get really wild, you guys. Like, I've never seen textures like this. They go from like a runny lotion all the way down to like thicker than honey, like viscous gel, which is really interesting. I'm really into it, but I'm also having a bit of a struggle learning how to apply it the correct way. So you see, not my favorite dropper for like a running lotion type of product, but not the worst either. My one qualm though is that when you put it back in the bottle, it likes to like kind of like overflow if you go too quickly. So be aware of that if you have this product or thinking about buying it. And with the serum, these are all just moisture steps. So just keep applying. Like I said, this is a fast video, or my fastest I can make it. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm not waiting as much as I should between steps. So I'll be shinier as I go on, which is fine. I'm not going anywhere today. But if you are worried about the shininess of these products on the face, I tested them out before I went to class yesterday. And after all of my steps using the Pyunkang Yul line, after using the balancing gel, an hour after, I had really, the shininess had really decreased and I was more matte, which is ideal. You know, there is a trend, you know, of like having that super, super dewy, like glass-like skin, but sometimes you don't want that. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm okay with it, but I was happy to see that it did like become more matte as the day went on. Okay, so this was the moisture serum. Yeah, and I'll link the products in the website as well, but this line is all about like really, really simple ingredients. So if you have sensitive skin or you're worried about having sensitive skin and you want to get into Asian beauty, I'd recommend trying this line. It's really, really, really gentle. This is the Ampoule, which is a thicker moisturizing step. Once again, we have the like the dropper, the medicine dropper. This is like honey. This is very, very, very thick. And so I'm trying, here we go. Let me show you what this is like. You can already see it's really thick and like it'll pick up a little bit. Yeah, so this, you have to almost kind of pull this like the cleansing foam. You can see it's pretty thick. And with ampules, I focus on parts of my face that are the most dry first. I tend to have a dry nose in winter, as well as dry apples of my cheeks. So I start there first. And you want to just tap this because it doesn't like to pull, it doesn't like to like slide as easy with this like honey texture. So I just tap, 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 tap on the spots that need it first. I tend to be dry on my forehead as well. I'm a dry skin type. I'm like, in the summer I kind of go towards dry combination skin type. I'll get a little bit oilier in my T-zone, but nothing like an oily skin type. So like I said, the Pyunkang Yul line has the temperature down and temperature up series. If you are, I'm pretty sure this is how it goes. If you are an oilier skin type, you want the temperature down, and if you are a drier type, you want the temperature up. I think that's how that goes. Like I said, I'll link the stuff in the description box below so you can check it out. So yeah, this is the Ampoule. And we're almost done, I promise. Okay. And the final step is the really, really, really bizarre balancing gel. I need to go grab my spatula for it. Okay, this is what comes with the balancing gel. It's a small spatula. Once again, it's plastic, which not preferable because it can house, you know, impurities and dirt and bacteria because plastic is porous. But I've only used it once, so it's still pretty clean. Let me show you what this is like. Okay. Look at that. We are really, really thick. So this is really interesting. It's actually hard to get it out of the jar without making a mess. I tend to like alternate on itself, the spoon, the spatula, and then I'll like put it on the back of my hand, like this. There we go. Okay, and so yesterday when I applied this, I was trying to pull it and it was actually like rolling, like into little like rolls on my skin, and then it would like melt back into my skin. It's a very, very cool texture. A little bit tricky at first. I would not recommend this to someone new to this, new to skincare. It's kind of daunting. I was a little bit stressed using it yesterday. I've learned to just tap it in. It doesn't like to pull at all. So I just tap, tap, tap in my really dry spots. And this is the second to last step. There's a moisture cream after the balancing gel, which is the thickest they have, and it's even thicker than this, which is surprising. It's almost like a mask. So we're coming out of winter now, so it's not as vital for me to keep like a sleeping mask on at night as far as like a moisture barrier. But on weeks where I've had less water, or my skin is just more dry, I would use something like that because it's very, very, very thick and it keeps all of your layers sealed in. And the texture of this, it really works to seal in all of your previous layers of moisture, which I love. Like I said, it's really kind of tricky at first, but I think it's worth it. It's very, very cool texture. And like I said as well, it looks very, very shiny right now, but an hour and a half out, this totally dulls down and it's really, really nice. There is definitely a tackiness to the skin, but I find that having tacky skin keeps you from touching it, which is a big no-no to begin with. Because when you know your skin's tacky, if you touch it, it's like, oh, I still have, you know, stuff on my face, so I need to let it like work. Whereas, you know, when your skin feels great, you're like, oh, my skin feels so nice, and touch it all day long, and then you get breakouts, and we're back to square one, so that's no good. And with your like final layers, don't, you know, take it as gospel, but it's safer to put stuff on your lips as you go on when it's just like hydration stuff. Like, you know, use your own discretion, but if there's no fragrance to it and it's like a moisture layer, it's usually safe to put on your lips. I'll put the remainder of this on the sides of my neck. Okay, so this, I'm missing, I think, just the essence toner, which is the like darling of the Pyunkang Yul line. It's like the most famous by far. People love it, and they compare it to the Dear Klairs Supple Preparation Toner, if you're familiar with the Dear Klairs toner, except it's fragrance-free, which people like or they don't like, depending on how their skin works. Yeah, long video, I'm really sorry about that, but I'm hoping you guys like this sort of like skincare video. I love to do more of them. I have so many products I can talk about. I have easily like 100 products I can go into. But yeah, this has been my review of the Pyunkang Yul line. Let's get a thumbnail, shall we? There you go. Yeah, it's, I love it. I'm really happy with it. I'm looking forward to getting the essence toner, and I'll do a review of that as well because it's a very popular product. But yeah, shiny, but I promise it'll dull down. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.